Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are currently watching Cloud9 versus EnVy on Split. Let's get straight into it. No introduction needed. Tens quickly coming out, but Mome actually trading it back, even Akis also doing the same thing. And now we are already on a 3 versus 4 C9 to EnVy, but EnVy's Cypher isn't looking very good, so that's not great. EnVy is getting, this is honestly quite closely matched up. The only thing is, of course, is that
this is the duo you want here. And he's overhealed as well. So that bailed him out from taking the damage in front and from behind. The issue is
that was quite even, to be honest. That was quite even. That was very even. That was close.
He knew exactly what he needed to do. And
I've tried putting the camera here
fantastic rush
rather than over.
He was able to get one, but 2 kills come
What's the
scoring
right
right back in their face.
No, not there.
And then
The other way.
EnVy
That way, yeah. Rather than there, because I think where I was before basically was a bit too oh my gosh, are we ready back it? No, we're not. Yeah, the last camera angle didn't really work as well, I don't think. Regardless though, we are back. Tens is going 3-1 right now. FNS, of course, FNS in the last game that I watched them play, at least FNS was one of the top fraggers, so it's not surprising to see them do well again.
B is the plan. B is what they're going for, and they're just going to send this one right ahead. C9 with the weapons that they have no real choice but just play this retake here. Caboose gets cut off from his teammates, and you would imagine that he would have been able to pick off that kill. The difference is Tens, he's the problem that they would have had to have gone through there. Tens manages to win that. He will get himself a gun, but a few of the shots for EnVy are going to be real pretty. Only player left alive, and a nice shot.
EnVy's doing pretty nicely here.
He's going to just nail that one against Tens. The right clicky click is
and of course FNS, as per usual, top fragging right now.
I've been so impressed with this.
And of course Tens, as per usual, also fragging out. Tens is a great player, we all know it. I think he's probably one of the I might be wrong here, but as far as I'm seeing from online, Tens is definitely one of the poster childs of C9 Valorant right now.
Love him going back to his
but generally, obviously doing quite well with the op. Right now, he's playing with the Phantom, as that seems to be the meta these days. It's interesting to see that the other team, though, are using Spectres too, i.e. FNS and stuff.
They are not going to be running a Sage C9, so you won't get that stall. But C9
oh, we're on a technical pause. I see.
Now that they have some weapons,
that's why we ain't starting.
They don't have an operator though. So that is
here we go. And we're back.
EnVy, they are running 2 Spectres, but the sniper rifle can give them the range they need, especially to work this A site. Finesse's camera is going to tag up the Rays, as it's going to be Relics having to back down, but the Omen's still in position there for a trade if they try and get aggressive at A. The real play, though, is being set up in the middle of the map, and you got to get through this, man. Tens has his Empress ready to pop if needed, as the Reyna could do massive damage. The A ropes are being cleared.
What's interesting is that this is very much defender-sided, right? We all know this. So the fact that C9 are choking, kind of, when it comes to defenders is not a good idea. Saying that, it's so early in the game, we don't know what's going to happen.
Continues to pass by, and C9 haven't really gotten any kind of information on B. You still have 3 players there. They still haven't really invested anything, but I like the fact that EnVy slowed this down, and they're just going to go for the aggression. They're going to break the trap, and now that's going to prompt everyone to just go in for the move. They're going to try and take Heaven control. Interesting defensive setup. No one with mid presence, so they were waiting on contact, and then we'll react. Kills are traded out early. Shinobi's going to fall, though, deep on site.
Cloud9 is not having a good game right now.
Straight kills as Mummy does the damage on screens, and this is going to be a spike down in a nearly, well, impossible retake here. And it looks like Cloud9, they realize that as well. Let's just go for some exit frags, keep our guns, because we are broke. Yeah, there's really no.
They're literally ready. Although I suppose it does make sense to have an op on that angle. It's just that it's interesting not to have someone at window right now. But at the same time, Cloud9 have clearly just given this round up. So.
And because they were also playing camera on B,
I'm assuming that they're.
Last round and played camera mid, they actually would have been able.
I'm assuming that they're
push, but because
they're just talking about what their next game plan is. Because obviously this isn't their round, so.
Whatever it is that they want to do.
I don't know why I'm yawning now. I've just been on coffee. I woke up about 2 hours ago.
But outside of that, you're really just looking at a comp that is built to take charge and challenge on these attacks.
I've just been kind of tired these days. I don't know what it is. Well, I do know roughly what it is. I'm doing a lot these days, posting a lot of videos, as you probably see, Valorant Hub and Zaki number 2, and that's only a couple of the projects that I'm doing on a daily basis right now, so it's actually not very surprising that I'm tired. But that's what this industry be like.
What is the setup going to be? They're still going to play.
Am I in focus properly?
And they'll keep tens in rope room, which I actually do quite like this. So they're bringing tens rope room because when they want to try and push out, they're just spreading out the numbers here and just seeing what the play for EnVy is going to be most importantly. And EnVy, there's a probability that they go right into this, and a Lear could actually stop this push completely.
And of course, your attackers have recognized where those Cypher tripwires were in the previous round. So Cloud9 with the Reyna watching the rope room allows a little bit more freedom here from Vice on his defensive setup. But Vice looks like he is going to go just raw aim, and he's going to find the first pick.
Nice pick.
He knows it.
Quick trade-off. EnVy does come off better off with that though. 4v3.
A good job there of being that first contact.
But now Cloud9 knows something's up, and Mame seems to be ready for it. Of course, if Mame misses that shot, that will be difficult to come back from. If however, saying that FNS is ready in case Mame is taken down with a phantom of all weapons, so that's going to be hard on C9. As we can see, Relic's getting taken down, and then Shinobi actually gets FNS though afterwards. And now, okay, so now it's a 1 vs 2 like that, but Cloud9 of course is just in a horrible situation here. No health, pretty much, against 2 players, 4 health. Mame doesn't even need to worry about it though, because he can quickly pull out the op and get the pick. And this is not looking good right now for Cloud9. But 4-0, that can change, like, instantly. We all know this, like, we all know this. Anything could happen here. What is interesting though is that this is so defender-sided, and Cloud9 is not having a good time with that.
The fact that they won that first one and then the initial rifle round sets themselves up for success as attackers. You look at the buy. A Vandal is coming out for 10, but everyone else is poor. Even some shorties on the map this round. And Vice is going to peek right into death. That is
well, that was a quick pick for EnVy. But is this going to be another quick match? Like, the last game that we watched was Dignitas vs Sentinels, and EnVy gets a quick pick on Shinobi there. It was a game with Sentinels and Dignitas, and Sentinels just flushed Dignitas down the toilet, essentially. No disrespect to Dignitas, they did really well against TSM yesterday, but it was not their game. And it's looking like this is going to be somewhat similar for EnVy vs Cloud9 as of right now. That might be an early suggestion, potentially 4-0, but it could still be the case. And EnVy is hurting slightly there, but actually Cloud9 is hurting even more. And of course, again, they lost, and it's a 5-0 right now. Of course, as we usually say, and as we all know, if you play Valorant, you know that when you switch sides, everything can change like that, right? The slight difficulty here, and I know I'm already saying what you know, but I'm saying what I know too, is this map is very, very defender-sided. And many pros have said that, of course. So to see EnVy winning this on attacker side is an interesting thing to watch. How it's going to play out when they switch sides, I have no idea, but 5-0 is not looking good for Cloud9. Mame's already getting ready to potentially try an op there, but not going to happen considering Omen's smokes being there. I was about to call Omen Reaper then. That would have been bad, wouldn't it?
It's going to be an A-hit, Golden Boy.
I made a video about similarities between Overwatch and Valorant yesterday, or at least Raze being an Overwatch agent, and so now my mind's just thinking about Overwatch, because I was looking at the thumbnail. I was trying to make it a good thumbnail, right? And I'm like, which Nice pick. Actually, that was good for Cloud9. That's something that they needed, honestly, at this point. Looking at, I was trying to find the most similar Overwatch hero to Raze, and like I was looking through the different Overwatch heroes and just seeing. I know the Overwatch heroes, or at least I know most of them, so I had a decent understanding of what was going on, and I came up with Junkrat, which I think you can understand why I would say Junkrat's probably the closest. But regardless, now Cloud9 is actually having a really good round this round. Are they going to bring it back? Mame gets a quick op kill, as clearly Mame knows how to do that, and Calypso is also bringing it back now, taking it to a 3 versus 3. Is Vice going to... Nope, EnVy has this again, it seems like. But they don't know where Cloud9 is, and Relics gets a quick Raze kill as they needed it. Mame is bringing it back though, and EnVy again gets the round 6 and 0. The thing to bear in mind there is Cloud9 did have a better round there.
EnVy with some big plays.
What is a bit worrying is that the first round, I believe, was actually very close, and EnVy still picked out, right? They still did well. So is this going to be a case of Cloud9's really close to EnVy, but they keep losing it by a small margin? If you lose it by a small margin, you're still losing it. I know, that's Valorant 101, I get it. But even so, it's 6-0, it's not looking good for Cloud9. If they do manage to pick this up, this is going to be a very long game. Because right now, this is very much looking almost somewhat similar to Sentinels versus Dignitas, but I think EnVy might even be winning better than Tensorthworth. EnVy again getting a quick pick on Vice. Tens may try and push in here now, and actually gets the kill on Caboose. That was a good frag, but now there's a lot of trade-offs going on, and Cloud9 is again at a disadvantage, which is not good at all for them. Shinobi trying to get back, but FNS is just the top fragger, and he's showing it right here, and it's now a 3 versus 1, and they're clearly going to plant A side now, which is not good for Cloud9. This is going to be a 7-0 at this rate, unless Reyna has... Wow, there you go. By the way, I haven't had breakfast. Probably should have, but I'm gonna have to eat something.
3 times in a row that I've seen Vice, not 3 in a row, but whenever they're on a low buy, Vice seems to feel he needs to get that intro pick. He's getting aggressive over at B main, and it hasn't been working. We'd love to see him play a little deeper on the site in the future.
Yeah, it's been a problem.
I'll be honest.
Once Vice goes down, camera doesn't become a factor anymore. Yeah,
I was not expecting this to work out like this.
Basically, have no more value and now, I think that...
I mean, I don't think anyone was. I think people would have at least expected Cloud9 to get at least one round before EnVy goes 7-0. Like, you know, Cloud9 is a really good team. There's no denying that. So the fact this is happening right now is quite the anomaly. And already, Raze is weak, and Cloud9 doesn't actually have a healer. That's something that may be quite key here. If Cloud9 gets hit, they cannot come back from it, really. EnVy, of course, has a healer that not only heals players, but will also, in clutch moments that are needed for it, will be able to revive them. Saying that, Cloud9 looks like it might actually be their game, or at least like their round at least. Mitch playing some nice op plays here, and it now is a 4 versus 1. It's not looking like Calypso's actually going to be able to do this, so what is his play here? It's probably not to win, but I thought that maybe he was trying to go for at least a bit of eco. At least Cloud9 managed to secure at least one round here. If they weren't able to secure a round, this would have been really bad. So I'm actually really happy for Cloud9 for being able to do that, because, like I say, this was just looking really bad for them, essentially, and that's something that you don't ever really want to see. Mitch definitely putting that off though quite nicely. I believe taking out at least 3 players there potentially, and putting that's actually half his kills right there. But who knows, maybe this is Cloud9's comeback. Maybe Cloud9 has some confidence from that, and already we have a quick trade-off. of both Shinobi and I didn't see who else actually got traded, but now it's a 4 versus 4. And we are quickly pushing into A sites. FNS, one of these top fraggers in my opinion, on the ground floor, and Vice is trying to... Oh, Relics gets a quick pick. Nice kill from Caboose there. And that wasn't going to work out for Caboose there. Tens manages to pick it back, but FNS strikes back. And now it's a 1 versus 1 situation. And Cloud9 with only little health manages to bring us back, taking us to 7-2. What's a bit worrying here for Cloud9 potentially is that how close this is right now, because even when they're winning, they are winning by such a small margin. Of course, like I've said before, a win is a win at the end of the day, so obviously they took that round and that's going to progress them towards potentially a win, but it's not like they have a dominant hold on this right now. What's also potentially worrying is that at some point in the near future there's going to be a switch round, or switch sides, sorry, and when switch sides happens, Cloud9 are going to be at a disadvantage because, of course, they will be on attacker side, and that is generally seen as a more difficult thing. And quickly already, EnVy strikes back. They're like, nope, you are not getting a third round, not now. And EnVy is quickly pushing in. Cloud9 really aren't ready for this, I don't think, in terms of the push on B side. However, are they going to try and now... Were they baiting Cloud9 by saying, we're going to B site, putting a few abilities down, making a bit of a show of it, especially with Sage's wall, but Tens quickly takes him out at mid and says, nope, this is our round. And it's currently now a 4 versus 3 for EnVy, and this looks like it might be Cloud9's time to make a comeback. Which, of course, is the only thing that they would really want at the moment. They've really just gone 7-0, and maybe, just maybe, now is their time to come back to 8-7 or 10-7 and win the game, potentially. Who knows what's going to happen. But right now, not Tens, currently EnVy is not in a great position. They could still pull this off. It's just going to take... Well, that's not going to happen now, most likely. Calypso and Akis are going to have to really pull this off, and that's just not going to happen. And I have a strong feeling that this is not going to work out for him, as it didn't.
No real options to be able to handle that one. Tens was a beast that round.
I don't know if you heard Golden Boy say Tens was a beast that round, but he definitely was. And this is sort of what I've spoken about before, in that Tens really is a top fragger. Why is he doing that? Just defuse it, bro.
And I feel like that's how Cloud9 has really leveled up for this tournament.
Yeah, they realize that they have so many players that can do a variety of roles, and that is...
Now the question is Tens going to bring this entire thing back? Because we have seen... I mean, Tens is such a good player. There's not really much more that needs to be said about Tens. He is just a star fragger from my understanding, at least. I do think I'm going to try and watch more tournaments than I have, because, I mean, to be fair, I've just been really busy with making videos and stuff, but if I had been watching more tournaments, I would know better what to expect. In my opinion, FNS is generally top fragger, and in my opinion, Tens is also generally a top fragger. But I don't really know much about the other players and what their specific skill sets are when it comes to roles within a team. If I knew that, I'd be able to make a better cast over it, shall we say, in terms of casting and stuff. And Tens gets another quick pop on that.
Man advantage for Cloud9, but the attack is coming in here at A.
And then because he's able to dismiss, he's
EnVy has now got a 4 versus 5 situation. That's not very helpful for them. A small bit of aggression, or not aggression, but here we go. The fight's about to happen, or will soon happen at least.
Nice job to get himself out of danger.
But for some reason we have Akis in mid right now.
And he was in the middle of the map. Trapped by
EnVy has just revived one of their teammates to make a full team again, which could be very helpful and may actually change the sway of this round. This is now a 5 versus 5, full health on both teams, 30 seconds on the clock. That's not very usual. EnVy kind of needs to get, or at least wants to get this now, because Cloud9, if they get 4-7, they are starting to make a decent comeback, and EnVy have, that's bad for EnVy, although FNS, this is bad, because EnVy have used quite a bit of their abilities, and now it's a 2 versus 3, now it's 2 versus 2, and actually it's a very close round, but they need to get these kills. And is EnVy going to finish this? I think so. And there you have 3-8, 3 seconds on the clock. Now it's getting close, and now it's getting interesting, because before we saw such a dominant play from EnVy. That was their first, remember, that's their first round winning in the previous 4 rounds now. They've only won 25% of the past 4 rounds, which isn't, I suppose, great for their confidence as well. But now the sides have switched, and now Cloud9 will be attacking. So how is that going to work out, knowing that attackers aren't necessarily in the best? Wait, what? I thought we were switching sides.
I like the
maybe it's the next round.
Defensive setup here at B at the start. So Vice goes with a late tripwire.
I thought I saw switching sides. That's why. I thought I saw the message on the screen.
And they're going to let the Cypher solo hold B as they keep mid presence. On the attacking side, Mummy with the operator is looking for the opening pick, and he's got to get through 10s to pull it off.
Okay, so now it's going to be op wars, is it? 10s versus whoever that is. I can't see their name. They really should show their names. Maybe not on top of the players, because that would get distracting, but at least where the player, like at the top where the scoreboard is. So FNS is taken out. That's crucial, because FNS is a top fragger, but then Mummy trades it back in 10. There's also a top fragger, as is Akis, and the massacre has just begun. The carnage has just begun, and now it's a 3 versus 2. EnVy to C9. How is this going to work out for Cloud9? EnVy is planting down, and now Cloud9 are in somewhat of a difficult position, but Mitch manages to bring it back against Mummy. And now it's a 2 versus 2 situation. This is not good for EnVy, but EnVy manages to bring it back against Jet's ult, and now it's a 1v1 situation. But unfortunately, Mitch is on an op, so if he manages to get that op kill, then that's going to be huge. However, it was unlikely, considering Calypso had the Phantom and Mitch was on such low health, taking it to 3-9. And EnVy only needs a few more wins now, and they will have already won the tournament. Not the tournament, sorry, the game.
But the Rays holding strong on the opposite side.
I really should have got myself a glass of water before commentating this.
As our players are loading up on mostly Ghost, you're going to see it.
But Tens is bringing us back. He is bringing us back to some level, because look at him, 13 kills. He is top fragging. I believe that he was doing not so as well as this about 6-7 rounds ago, so he is bringing it back. And actually looking at it now, both Mummy and Tens are pulling similar plays, although Mummy is staying alive a lot more than Tens is, but the scoreboard is generally somewhat similar in terms of kills to death, which is quite interesting to see, actually. People are saying that Tens needs a better team, which is quite interesting as well.
Take a look at how this attack goes down. Just like EnVy, it's an early A hit, and they
I say people, I'm talking about Twitch chat, which you can't see obviously, and that was quite the long battle, and EnVy really just, oh wow, oh.
Yeah, this is a really rough spot for them to be in.
Oh, that's a rough round, bro. Although, okay. I was gonna say, I don't know, because EnVy did just lose 3 of their players, but Rays sort of finished that round, and it is now a 3-10, bro. This is ridiculous.
I think Cloud9 is learning a lesson.
At this rate, the score between EnVy and Cloud9 and Sentinels versus Dignitas is actually very similar.
In the future, but also on the other end, credit to EnVy. What they want to do, they are executing well.
I wasn't expecting this at all. I'm also very interested to see how Twitter handles this, because Cloud9 is very active on Twitter. EnVy's active, but not in the same way, from what I see. You know, if Cloud9 won about this, if Cloud9 won this, we would not hear the end of it. But EnVy just going off, bro. If he actually manages to hit this,
find himself
Oh
a
my
third and a
Aegis.
fourth. Not bad. You know, they were still going up against some classics there, but you like to see that 4K happen, Aegis. It's also going to get him the res.
I can't, bro.
Into potentially that round that will give him match point.
Just one clip and was able to spray down 3
This
players
is something
with it.
else.
After dropping
This
the
is
Reyna,
something
they all knew
else.
where he was at, and Aegis makes the play. Look at this. Quick reload.
But I mean, the thing is, as well, though, why wasn't Cloud9 pre-firing? Like, they clearly, there was no doubt where Akis was there. There was no doubt, and yet they still weren't shooting in the exact location that they knew Akis. Like, there was literally a small half-a-meter square that Akis could have been there. Why they didn't just pre-fire that, I don't know. I mean, I think Raze tried to and didn't quite hit the shots, but Omen, that was a difficult or tricky or weird play. Regardless, though, it is currently 11-3. Things are looking very bad for Cloud9 right now. Will Cloud9 out desperation maybe pick this back up like they did a few rounds ago? Who knows?
He shot me in the butt last round, not letting that happen.
But EnVy really trying to gatekeep mid right now, and hopefully, if for Akis, hopefully they didn't see him move into this room right here, because if they didn't see him move into that room, he has some very good. Oh, I don't know what's going to happen here. I feel like that's going to scare Akis from moving out of the room.
Yeah, so he's just waiting. Okay, so the TP was there to maybe just try and.
Right, and okay. Oh, but Tens gets that pick, and that's all Cloud9 needed. Now they're going to try and start pushing in. Akis getting a quick pick on Mitch, and is Caboose now going to get 2 picks on these two? They don't know that they're there, and that was a quick headshot there. He doesn't even realize his teammate's out. Relic's trying to take out FNS, and that was a very important pick, FNS being a top fragger. But now Caboose is going to have to try and pick off Relics, and it's not happening. Relics is being a star player of this round. Is Relics going to be able to take out Window on B side? That's the question. And Relics really is being the star player of this round. The most important thing here Akis needs is to be alive for this. Of course, they will have the time to plant this, and they have to plant it ASAP. They will get it down. Now it's going to be a case of Akis having to pull that back, and Relics really did just pull all of that off, really carrying the team for that round in particular, which I wasn't expecting, considering the situation where their teammate quite literally behind them just got headshotted like that. If Relics decided to move and try and get whoever, I can't remember who it was who was trying to snipe. Someone was trying to snipe, I can't remember who it was, but regardless. It's currently 4-11. This isn't looking good for Cloud9, but who knows, if Relics is able to do that again, they'll win. You know, if Relics can do that again, the question is, will they be able to? Mitch starting off already with taking out again one of EnVy's top fraggers.
Big gamble on the double op, starting to blow back in their face. And this round,
is this gatekeeping of mid really going to help, though? Potentially. I mean, more than anything, it's going to delay Cloud9's plans. And now Cloud9 have made it very clear where they are and where they want to go. But Caboose doesn't want to have it either, so he is essentially using all of Raze's abilities here, and actually quite smartly too, managing to get. That's not going to happen though, and we knew it. Tens, however, did Tens get? Oh wow! I thought Tens at least was hurt by that, but maybe not. And Vice actually making a really good play against Akis. Akis being one of the really top fraggers as well, from what I've seen. But Calypso is making it back. Now it's a 1-2 situation, Cloud9 to EnVy. That's not good for EnVy. However, sorry, for Cloud9. However, oh wow, that's very unfortunate. Bro, for a second I thought FNS was going to lose the Vice, and that is the match point. What's going to happen here? How is this happening? Someone has even saying, how is C9 this bad? Like, C9 isn't a bad team at all. They're an extremely good team. They're an extremely, very, very powerful team. But to see it come out like this is odd, to say the least. Especially considering, you know, with Dignitas not really performing against Sentinels, that was somewhat, in my opinion, to be somewhat expected. I mean, they did play well against TSM, but Dignitas was only signed last week. Whereas Cloud9 has been in the game for a month or so now, at least. Tens was signed very early on. Although I think Tens might have been in Cloud9 before, I can't remember now.
You have to love
Bear in mind that I wasn't
you
part of
hear
the CSGO
stinger in
scene,
the
so I wouldn't
middle of
know.
the map, so you
But
know what your
Meme getting a
opponent's
quick kill
running.
on,
You know at this
can't remember who he
point,
got
as
kill
long as
on,
we
but
stay
he got a
back,
kill.
they can't do
And
any
that's
damage.
already
Let's try
EnVy
and
is
close
5
that
versus
gap,
3
though.
at this point.
Calypso puts her down as
Is
she's taken out of the final round.
what's going to happen here? At this point, Cloud9 just has to be
5v2
super
here
careful.
now
They
as
have
Mummy secures
pretty
that
much,
kill, a clean
and that'll
shot
be
for
it.
Akis, and they know exactly where that
If
last player is going to be.
if
They can
Cloud9, if
just
Shinobi's not a
they
top
don't know
fragger
where
though,
Spike
is he?
but
I don't know.
ultimately, it doesn't matter. A 1v5,
Is Shinobi going
you're
to
asking
be able to
a
make
lot out
this?
of Shinobi here
1
to try
versus
and clutch
5?
this round up.
Oh, I actually feel really
Well,
bad for
we kinda
Shinobi
touched on it
here.
before this map.
Like, I genuinely feel
Huge
bad
to
for
win
Shinobi
in
here.
such an impressive fashion. A 13-4
He's like the only
definitely
shot
give you
at
the
Cloud9 getting it, and it
move
just
forward.
didn't happen.
13-4, the final score as
And
Mummy
that is
finds
it.
his third kill
This
of the round.
literally lasted
And
half
it's
an
going
hour.
to be EnVy, the underdog,
That
striking
is,
first in the best of 3.
that's
Yeah, you know,
that's
for
what it
what it's
is.
worth, like,
That's what it
Maui
is for
said something
Cloud9.
pretty
It's
funny.
unfortunate, but
He's
it
like, "I wish
happened
we
to
could
be
make
that
our
way.
predictions, after we see the compositions." And then
I can't
you,
believe
were
that.
sitting on some of you're just like,
I
nope,
can't believe
nope,
that.
just
More than
gotta
anything,
guess,
I mean,
you know?
I can believe
Just gotta
Cloud9
know,
would
just gotta
lose,
know,
but
just gotta
I can't
know.
believe how bad. Not, I don't want to say how
paper, I think
badly,
that
but how
comp was
badly they lost
exciting,
in
but
this
because they
specific,
were starting
particular
on
game.
defense first,
Cloud9 is still a
that
very
kind of
competent team, and I'm looking forward to seeing their next games. But with that being said, if we want to see those next games, I need to stop recording right now because I need to charge my battery so that we can record the next game, if that makes sense. But with that being said, if this video was interesting or entertaining and you want to see more of this stuff, hit that subscribe button, keep notifications on, leave a like if you enjoyed it, it really helps me out a lot. But with that being said, have a great day everyone, I'll see you in the next video.
I'm not gonna shopping.